I still remember the day Jordan walked into our school for the first time. He was the new kid, the only black student in a mostly white school. I could tell right away that he felt out of place. He kept his head down, walked with a quiet confidence, but you could see the way people looked at him. Like he didn't belong. It must have been exhausting, carrying that weight every single day. The trouble started almost immediately. Some of the guys, Brandon, Kyle, and their crew, were the worst. They always had something to say. They'd whisper and laugh whenever Jordan walked by, throwing words at him like, "Hey, you lost," or "Did you take a wrong turn, bro?" It was the same old racism, wrapped up in fake jokes and sneaky smirks. They thought they were funny, but it was just cruel. Jordan never reacted. He just kept his cool, walking past them like they weren't worth his time. But that only made them push harder. It's like they wanted to break him. They started calling him names. Then it got physical, bumping into him in the halls, knocking his books out of his hands, tripping him when teachers weren't looking. It was frustrating and painful to watch, but Jordan never lost his composure. He had an air about him, something that made me feel like he was holding back, like he knew something they didn't. I could see it in his eyes. There was something deeper there, something none of them understood. I hated watching it. But I wasn't brave enough to step in. Not yet. It's hard to go against the crowd, especially when you feel like you might be the next target. I wanted to help, to say something, but fear kept me frozen. I told myself it wasn't my business, that he could handle it. But deep down, I knew that was just an excuse. Then came the day everything changed. It was lunchtime, and I was sitting outside when I heard the commotion. I looked over and saw Brandon and his crew surrounding Jordan near the parking lot. They were laughing, shoving him, trying to get a reaction. Brandon grinned and said, "What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? Or do you only talk back in the hood?" That's when Jordan finally spoke. His voice was calm, steady. "I don't want any trouble." Brandon laughed. "Trouble? Man, you're already in it." Then he swung. It happened so fast I almost missed it. Jordan dodged, shifted to the side, and in one smooth motion, he sent Brandon crashing to the ground with a quick, sharp move. The others barely had time to react before Jordan took down Kyle next. He wasn't wild or angry. He was precise, controlled, like he knew exactly what he was doing. His movements were sharp and fluid, like he had spent years perfecting them. That's when it hit me. Jordan wasn't just some quiet kid. He was a trained fighter, not just someone who had learned how to throw a punch. Someone who understood the art of combat, who knew how to control his body with precision and discipline. The rest of Brandon's crew backed off real quick. Even Brandon, humiliated and groaning on the ground, didn't try to get back up. Jordan looked down at him, his face calm but his eyes sharp. "I told you I didn't want trouble." Then he walked away. He didn't gloat, didn't try to humiliate them further. He just left. That, more than anything, showed his true strength. From that day on, everything changed. Brandon and his friends never messed with Jordan again. They barely even looked at him. And me? I finally found the courage to talk to him, to be his friend. He told me he had been training in martial arts since he was a kid. He never wanted to fight, but he also wasn't going to let people walk all over him. Jordan didn't just earn respect that day, he taught us all something. Sometimes, the quietest people carry the most strength. And sometimes, standing up for yourself is the most powerful thing you can do. But more than that, he showed us that true strength isn't about violence or proving a point. It's about knowing when to walk away, when to fight back, and when to simply stand your ground. I never forgot that lesson, and I never forgot Jordan. He changed the way I saw people, the way I saw myself. He reminded me that bravery isn't always loud. It can be quiet, steady, and unwavering, and sometimes that's the strongest kind of bravery there is. Over time, Jordan and I became good friends. I learned so much from him, not just about martial arts, but about life. He told me stories of his old neighborhood, of the struggles he had faced, and how his father had always told him to be disciplined, to never let anger control him. He had seen people lose themselves to anger, to hate, and he had promised himself he would never be one of them. One day I asked him, "Why didn't you ever fight back sooner?" He smiled and said, "Because fighting isn't always the answer. I only do it when I have to." That stuck with me. In a world where people are quick to react, quick to throw punches, whether with their fists or their words, Jordan showed me the power of patience and restraint. He wasn't just a fighter. He was wise beyond his years. Looking back, I regret not standing up for him sooner, but I'm grateful I got to know him, to learn from him. And I'll always remember the lesson he taught me. True strength isn't about proving you're the toughest. It's about knowing who you are and standing firm, no matter what. Jordan left our school after that year. His family moved to another state, and I never saw him again. But I think about him often. I wonder what he's doing now, if he still carries himself with that quiet strength, if he still remembers the lessons he taught me. Wherever he is, I hope he's still standing tall, still walking with that same quiet confidence. Because the world needs more people like Jordan. Hey everyone, if this story moved you, if it made you think, or if it reminded you why we need to keep having these conversations, please take a moment to like this video. It really helps spread awareness. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below. Have you ever witnessed or experienced something like this? Let's talk about it. And if you believe stories like this deserve to be told, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're here to share real, powerful stories that need to be heard. Lastly, share this with your friends and family. The more people who see this, the more we can bring awareness and change. Thank you for watching and being part of this journey. Let's keep pushing forward, together.